Okay, in this video we're going to look at why the backup client may not actually send data when you think it's supposed to be doing a backup. One of the most common causes for that is that there is nothing to back up. In other words, the backup client thinks that everything has been backed up and is up to date. One way to check that is to open up the BlueSky client, select the Schedule tab, and right-click on the schedule in question. Now, if you just got one, it's going to be pretty easy, but if you've got multiple ones, you'll need to figure out which of the scheduled jobs is the one that is actually backing up online, the one in question. But once you find it, right-click on it and then left-click on Modify Jobs. And you can see here by the gray indicator that I have some folders and perhaps files selected underneath the C drive. If I expand that out and look down, I can see that I've selected my data folder to be backed up. In other words, all of the data in my data folder is going to be backed up online. If I look over here on the right, I can see that none of these are checked. And what that indicates is the backup client thinks that everything is up to date and has been backed up. So whenever I do a backup, it's just going to connect in, say hi, I don't have any data, and then it's going to disconnect. What you can do to test this is open up my computer and then go down to where it says where your data lives. Now, this is a simple example. Yours may be a lot more complex, but what you can do is right-click somewhere on here and create a new text document. You can even keep the name, maybe put in some random text, and then save that file. And when you go back over, click back over on to your BlueSky client, you'll have to refresh that view, but you should see that new text document that we just created, and it should have a check in it. Now when I click on backup, it will connect and it'll send that file that has been new. A number of reasons can happen to cause this. You may have the data may just not be changing. In other words, there may be nothing in your file that's changing. Now, that can happen. If you're on vacation or something, your My Documents, you may not be putting anything new in it, so the backup client may just be connecting to the data center and seeing that it's up to date. It could also be that you've got another backup program installed that is backing that data up, and you have it set such that that happens before the BlueSky, and then when the BlueSky comes along, he doesn't have anything, or at least he doesn't think he has anything to back up. So a number of things can cause the data not to be changed, but that's typically why the BlueSky client will not send any data. So the long and short of it is you need to find out why it is that that data is not changing.